From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Today is Friday, August the 8th. Did I get it right, Michael?
I think so.
I know. For the last week, I've seemed to be all messed up with my days and dates. But if you've been tuning in every week, then you know each day I am doing some form of exercise as part of my Staying Fit and Fabulous Forever program, where we explore fashion, beauty, and health tips with local experts who can help us achieve our goals. If you are interested in becoming part of my Staying Fit and Fabulous Forever program, you may sign up by emailing me at stayfitandfabulousforever@gmail. That's stayfitandfabulousforever@gmail. And if John Linquist were here, he would be saying, forever, forever. Anyway, today is a very special day for us here on KLAV. It is our 75th show, and we are celebrating with special guest, Jon Stewart.
Hello. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Chef Michael.
Good morning.
Don Usherson, who hasn't shown up yet.
Don Usherson. Matt Brown.
Matt Brown, who hasn't shown up yet. Where are these guys? Listen, since each of our guests is a longtime resident of Las Vegas and has witnessed her metamorphosis over the last few decades through media, entertainment, and social networking around the world, I thought it only appropriate that we celebrate how Las Vegas is continually transforming herself, making changes and improvements in her image, ensuring that she stay what? Fit and fabulous forever! Yay! So welcome, Jon Stewart. How have you been?
I have been good, and I've taken on a new challenge. You know the gentleman Michael Grimm? Do you know that name?
Yes, I do.
I now am his manager.
Oh, congratulations.
And we have him out tonight at the M. So if anyone wanted to go out there, he goes on at 9:30.
See, I don't even have to ask John to give a plug for somebody who starts off the day with it.
Anyway, so he is a fabulous, fabulous guy, and his wife, Lucy, is also a beautiful singer. She's not performing with him tonight. He does a lot of his own shows, and sometimes they do stuff together. But we're also going to be using him at the new show over at the Treasure Island. So it's going to be an exciting thing.
Well, that's good. And Chef Michael, what are you doing there?
What are
you looking at? You're looking through your cards,
Yes.
through your business cards. You got to look at John Stiles. Look at John Stiles over there and say, hi, good
Hello,
morning.
John.
So,
Hi,
Chef
Johnny
Michael,
boy.
what kind of recipes do you have for us this morning?
I have a gang of recipes.
A gang.
But I tell you
A
what I
gang
like.
and a gaggle.
What I tell you what I like to do. I like a caller. I would like some caller to call in and asked what they would like to make.
702-731-1230. That's 702-731-1230.
You know, Diana Fox is doing a phenomenal job on
Yes,
the
she
Facebooks
is.
for me. I'm up to 163. I had 23 people. I don't follow this stuff. What the hell do I know about this
Well,
stuff?
it's all new for you.
It's all new. And
Yeah.
I got 163 people. Is that
Oh,
good?
my gosh.
That's awesome.
Really? I don't understand. I still don't understand it.
Well, these are people that come to your Facebook page and they like it. And what they say is basically they're saying, we want to follow you. We want to find out what it is you're doing. We see that you're constantly doing something. You're a chef. Give us your recipes. You're a performer. Tell us where you're playing. And that's it. They want to know where they can find out more information about you.
Well, we're playing at Joe's Bar and Grill in Henderson. It's a trailer park, and it's really nice. We have a lot of fun out there.
No, actually,
all the beer you can drink.
We are at Sienna's
Oh, my
Authentic
God.
Italian Trattoria on Wednesday nights, and
Right.
that's for Sandy Kastel special edition of Jazz and Cocktails
Right.
with featured guest Michael Leonetti, Jimmy Molador, David DaCosta, and more.
Right.
We've got Chad Michaels on piano, Spider on bass, and Joey Vespi on drums. And seating begins at 7 o'clock, and some people even come at 6:30.
Right.
But usually seating is about 7 p.m. for dinner, and showtime is 8 p.m., and we go until 11:30 at
Right.
night. So for anybody who wants to come out and see us this next Wednesday,
Right.
give us a call at 702-360-3358. That's 702-360-3358, and make reservations. And that's Wednesday nights at Sienna's Authentic Italian Trattoria.
Yeah, Trattoria.
At 9500 West Sahara,
Right.
just west of Fort Apache.
You know, I want to apologize to those people for the people that came last week.
Why?
This Wednesday, because
Why?
they couldn't get in, and I had a friend of mine that came, and I said, "Where the hell do you want me to sit you at?" Well, get me a seat. I want to have dinner. I said, we want to throw somebody off their chair. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. You know what I mean? Please, I am begging you. Please make a reservation. Because first of all, we got Jimmy Melodoro, who's one of the greatest horn players, and we're putting a show there. And our television show is going to start in a couple of weeks. We're going to be doing, with Sienna's, because I think I'm going to buy that place.
Don't tell Antonio that. And,
What's that?
Giancarlo.
Oh, Antonio. No, Giancarlo ain't going nowhere. He's staying with me. But
Michael,
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
We've got a caller on the phone.
Who's on the phone? Flurry, buddy, where the hell you been?
Hey, man, I had to chime in for your 75th anniversary. Oh, my God, congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank
you, Flurry. I got a bone to pick with you, brother. Me and you got a problem. I want to know why you haven't been down to see us. Everybody has been asking you.
You're at the Sienna now, huh?
Yeah.
What a place.
Oh, great. Okay, well, the last couple of Fridays I'm in the studio. Wednesdays I'm in the studio finishing up an album project.
All right.
Not mine. I'm helping somebody else. And I'm just so excited about everything that's going to happen in the future. I'm glad you guys are family now, and we're going to be doing films and inventions, and everything is going to be great.
Good.
And I'm just glad to know you guys.
Well, we love you, Flurry, and I really mean that with all sincerity. And you're a good man, and you're a legend, and which is very, very nice. You got to come down, say hello to us. We changed it to open mic because again, I don't want no soup cans. What I want to get some great people. We got some great entertainers that are up there. But I said to Sandy, here's the bottom line. Unfortunately, we can't get. It's hard to get everybody up. And last week, I kind of let the reins go. I wanted to sit down and eat a dish of macaroni. I was so hungry. And somebody got up and they swung. And then I hear that old man riff. I wanted to, from now on, they're going to have to talk to me. I don't want no ballads. I got an energy that's so high. We're swinging. You want to sit in? I want to hear something swinging. If not, you ain't sitting in, period.
No, well, we had a lot of great singers, though. We had Paris Red sat in with us, and then we had... we had Don Allen. Henley was celebrating his birthday.
Great.
And he brought a big group of people.
What an entertainer that kid is. I'm telling you something. That man did one hell of a job. And it was his birthday, and the guy turned 97 years old.
You guys keep up the good work, and I'll keep listening, and I'll come bouncing in one day. You'll see me.
Thank you, Flurry. We love you, brother. I'll make you some chitlins parmesan when you come in.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thanks a lot, Flurry. Have a great day, okay?
I love that guy. What a nice guy he is, and what a great singer he is.
Well, listen, you know what, Chef Michael, what I'd like for you to do is I want you to reach back into the past.
I don't want to do that. It's bad memories for me.
Into the past. And I want you to think of what was your favorite dish that your grandmother made. And tell us about that dish, please.
It's really simple. Really, really simple.
Yeah.
Simple. I don't even want to go there. It makes me cry. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. See it. Not right now.
Oh, come on, Chef Michael.
I told
you gotta
my family hurts. My grandmother and I...
but you're keeping your family alive by cooking. That's what you do.
My grandmother and I would sit down in the kitchen. It would be in the summertime, and Louis the Huckster would come by.
Louis the Huckster?
Yeah, Louis the Huckster. Them days, they were horse and wagon. We're born 1959, 1960. It was a time, John Stiles, that I could never explain to you. It was beautiful. There was a magic because I lived in an Italian neighborhood. To me, the whole world was Italian. The smells up the street. It's garlic. Everybody had garlic around their necks. They stuck it in their shoes. No, I'm only kidding you. But we would sit down and Louis the Huckster would come by and the sausage and pepper man. And the sausage and pepper guy would say, sausage and pepperoo. And they would scream in the streets. Sausage is sausage and pepperoo in Italian is peppers. So they would say sausage and pepperoo. That means who wants and there was $1, which was a lot of money them days. But the sausage sandwich that they gave you was incredible. So I'm sitting down in the kitchen with my grandmother, and I hear the guy outside go, sausage and pepperoo, the sausage and pepperoo. Hey, the sausage and pepper guy's here. My grandmother says, here, Mike, here's $1. Go get a sandwich. So I go outside. In them days, today, forget it. You need health permits. You got to take all kinds of tests. Those days, them guys got a cart. They made their stuff at home, stuck it in a bag, and they walked down the street and sold the sandwiches. And nobody never got sick, okay, for ptomaine poison or salmonella. I knew a guy named Salmonella. He lived on 6th Street. So anyway, we get the sandwich, we come in the house, and Louis the Huckster comes by. And he says, oh, frutta, oh, fruit. Frutta means fruit in Italian. And pomodoro means the tomatoes. Frutto pomodoro. And my grandma says, oh, go get some tomatoes from Louis the Huckster. Here's $0.10. And for 10 cents, you got 3 of the biggest Jersey tomatoes you've ever seen in your life. So my grandmother gets them. We take them to place, and she cuts them up. She puts them in a bowl, and she puts the Italian olive oil, and she goes in her garden, this old lady in this little garden. She takes the Bosnia Gold, which is sweet basil that they have at Smith's you can buy. And she adds onion, and she adds no garlic. I'm sorry, what was I saying? No vinegar. No vinegar in this. Just the Italian olive oil with the fresh tomatoes and the onion and the Bosnia Gold and the fresh garlic. And me and my grandmother would sit down with a loaf of Italian bread and the sausage sandwich, and we would get that and we would eat that. And that's how I remember her. You know, she's gone now, but her memories stay alive with me because my cooking. Hard for me to talk.
Well, thank you, Chef Michael.
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't know that was going to be such an emotional thing
think
for
that's
you to
fabulous,
talk about.
though.
But you know what? I understand because, my mom used to make French toast. French toast. And it was really thick, and she would, make this French toast. And it's a lot different than the way I go into restaurants, and then they want to give me some syrup and butter to put on top of it. I'm like, I don't need it like that. I've got to have the strawberry jelly or jam, right? The strawberry jam. Then I put, first of all, butter, then some strawberry jam, and then some powdered sugar, and then cinnamon on top. And oh my God, it is not dietetic, I got to tell you, but it is so good, and that's the way I love it. And that's what I remember that my mom used to make. That was a little dish, in the morning.
Sandy
that's
and
something that I remember.
Sandy and I did a show for Smith's Drug, and I love them people. I really do. They supported us because they don't. Let me tell you something, folks. Those billion-dollar companies do not stand behind nobody, but they believed in Sandy and I, and they got our poster out there. They believe in us. I mean, it's such an honor to have a company like that stand behind the food.
Well, he shops 3 times a day, folks. I got to tell you.
Yeah, but I'm not the only guy that shops there. They make billions of dollars.
No,
and ain't
but
from
you
me.
make a difference when you walk in there and you go up to the meat department. When you go over to the deli department, they know. You say, "Give me some, give me a slice of this.
Well,
give
you
me a
want to
slice
laugh.
of that," and then you create this sandwich while you're standing there and eat this sandwich.
I went in today and I'm up there getting some donuts.
Good morning,
and
yeah.
Some woman, I don't know, she was talking to what's the general manager's
Walter?
name?
Oh, you
Walt.
mean,
Walt, the produce guy, and he said, "Hey, there's Chef Michael over there. He'll tell you." the lady came over. She said, "Chef Michael, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure. What is it?" "Well, I want to make a roast, and I'm a little confused." I said, "Well, do you want a pork roast or do you want the roast? Well, roast beef." I said, "Well, all right. I'll tell you what. I get her by the hand, walk her over to Mike the butcher in the back. I said, tell Mike it's Lena. Tell Mike it's Chef Michael out. Hey, Mike, how are you?" I said, "Mike, give me." I said, "How many people?" She said, 5 people. I said, "Give me a piece of chuck roast. Give me a piece of fat that goes with it." I took her down the aisle. I took her to the Campbell's soup aisle. Got a pan. She didn't have a pan. I said, "Here's the pan. Here's 5 cans of French onion soup. Here's the roast. Here's your recipe. A little bit of salt, pepper, parsley, fresh garlic. Put the cans in with 5 cans of water. Cover that roast up. Put it in the oven for 325 for 6.5 hours," I says, "and you can cut it with a butter knife." I said, "Now here's my card. If that doesn't come out exactly the way I said it, I will double your money. I will double your money and give you your money back." She said, "Okay." I never did it that way. She said, "I always usually baste it, and I said, that's the problem. Every time you open up that oven, an oven is a dehydrator.
Dries it out.
And then when you take that thing out, the temperature goes up. Cover it, ladies and gentlemen, leave it the hell alone. Leave it in the oven and let the natural juices and thyme do what needs to be done." And I'm telling you, folks, you can get a butter knife and cut that roast beef. And well, I seen her this morning, so she said she was going to do it in a couple days. So anyway, we'll see. If not, I will double her money back.
Well, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got Johnny Stewart here. And, of course, we're waiting for Don Usherson and Matt Brown. Where are those guys?
I'm going to go call them.
A radio show that's fun. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Well, gosh, I want to talk about the way Las Vegas has transformed herself over the years. Michael, you've been here a long time.
1974, I came to Las Vegas.
I know, and I've been here since 1963. I know, I was just a little girl. I was going to Ferdy McWilliams School over there somewhere.
That was elementary school.
I was in elementary school, yes. And I saw a lot of changes. I mean, first of all, where we lived over on Tabor Avenue, and that was around Bonanza and, I don't know, Owens and Maryland Parkway, just east of Maryland Parkway. And at that time, I'd go to school in the morning, and if we had a windstorm, man, and I was walking to school, that sand would just blast up against my legs, and sting like crazy. And now we've got so many lakes, we've got so many trees, we've got all these things around us, and we don't get hit as hard, like that with those daily. They had those little twisters and stuff that they would, dust devils they would get you. But also there was a change. There's been a big change. I mean, gosh, when did they start tearing down hotels? I mean,
I remember when they dropped the sands, and when I looked at the sands going, landmark, and when I seen that, they actually wiped out Las Vegas. They wiped out what Vegas, but it's the family place. Well, my son's 45 years old, but when my son was a kid, I was working downtown. I was working at the Sundance Hotel.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Sundance Hotel, which is now Fitzpatrick's, they called it. I think it's still Fitzpatrick, or maybe it's some. I don't know.
Yeah. Right
I'm
downtown.
sure they must have changed a million times. My son was not allowed to walk to the casino. He got off the bus because I had a souvenir store down there.
Yeah.
He walked off the bus, got off the bus, and I took him right upstairs in the Sundance, and the guard would take him up, and I gave him $5, which was like $100,000 today, and he would play the machine till I was done work, and they'd keep an eye on the kid. But them days, it was kids in Las Vegas. Today's different. It's a family. It's family. You know what I mean? Everything is family-orientated programming, which is really, really nice. But due to people like Harry Conniff Jr. and Michael Bublé and Sandy Kastel and Michael Leonetti and David DaCosta and a list of so many other great performers, we keep that memory of what Vegas was alive.
That's right.
Now, I just bought a new Chrysler. I'm always buying cars, but I bought a brand new van, and I subscribed to that, what do you call, Sirius? So he said, well, how many channels do you watch? I said, I just want the Sinatra channel.
Sinatra channel.
And they play everything. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's amazing.
And Nancy Sinatra's on there talking all the time.
And listen, when we played, Sandy and I were performing at Sienna's Wednesday, there was an old woman. She had to be in her 80s. And she was so happy. She was so excited over the show because of the music, and she said, oh my God, I haven't heard music like this and this kind of a show, and we did a tribute to Louis Prima, and as I'm playing the drums, Sandy and I were looking out in the audience, and it reminded me of the time there was the movie with Little Richard. Remember when he came out and they were dancing, they were jumping off?
Yeah.
And I'm looking around because we have a show. This is a show review. This is not a dance band. But when you listen to music, people could not stop, and they're jumping up, and I'm looking on the side, and who's dancing on the left, who's dancing in the back, who's dancing in front of this. People will go, and these people are my age. They're in their 60s, and somebody's going to take a stroke. What the hell's going on? And then, then Matt Brown walked in with his walker, spitting up and wheezing on the floor.
And his camera.
Matt, where the hell you been,
Hi,
boy?
Matt, how you doing?
I don't hear from you, pal. I don't want to hear that jive.
I told my wife she had to auction me up. You got to sell a slave.
Oh, my God in heaven. I haven't heard from you. You dropped me like a bad habit, kid. What is it?
I've been working.
Is that all it is?
Good.
Yeah, just work.
That's
6 days a week, 15 hours a day.
Matt.
Well, Matt, what I wanted to talk with us about today with the group of you is how Vegas has really changed herself and gone through this metamorphosis, and how she is continuing to stay fit and fabulous forever, because that's my theme right now, is how we stay fit and fabulous forever at whatever shape, size, age we are. And you know, Vegas is a perfect example, because she's gone through so many changes and continued to, you know, get rid of the old and bring in the new, trim down a little here, add a little over there. You know, so what would you say is one of the key things in your mind that has helped Vegas stay so young and fit and fabulous forever?
I think looking forward to moving into the 21st century has made a huge difference. And you have to think young today. You can't think old. You're either in or you're out. Either a leader or you're out of the picture. And with today's, as fast as everything's moving today, you have to be on your feet all the time. So I think if you just concentrate on doing what you need to do and what you like to do, you don't have time to think about this other stuff. And as far as food, my wife watches me like a chicken watching a hawk. She threw all the good stuff out after I had a quadruple bypass. She says, "You're not quitting now. We have too much to do." And that was 13 years ago. And I take no meds. Period. So I just
that
eating
is
right.
Great.
I don't sleep in.
That is
sleep quality.
great.
You know, years ago, Matt, entertainers like Sammy Davis,
I met Sammy.
Nat King Cole, Louis Prima, Freddie Bell, God rest his soul, the Vagabonds with Babe Pierre, God rest his soul. Them guys got on stage and they entertained.
They loved it.
They entertained an audience
That's right.
like you would not believe. As the years went by, those gifted people, and I say gifted because God gifts you with that. You can't learn that. You know what I mean? You cannot learn something like the scat. Yeah. You got that's something that's inside, what Ella did or what Mel Torme did. And what happened is the entertainers died off, and now they have the Circus du Soleil shows to entertain them, because which is great. Don't
They're
get me
great.
wrong.
It's just that it's just.
But
the
it takes
same
a conglomerate. One guy could have got the same of feeling to an audience than a production show. I watched Wayne Newton in his prime, on their feet. The kid played every instrument. I mean, one guy. Not no power graphics, no war people jumping out of the water. Just one guy. Them days are gone. There's only a handful of people left that do that. Now, there's a place for everything today, Circus du Soleil. But I'm telling you something, shows will always come back.
Well, Johnny's bringing him back. Johnny Stewart, let me tell you, he's my hero. I've known Johnny for over 25 years, not as long as I've known you.
Thank you, Matt.
But Johnny takes care of business. He's on his feet. I don't know how old he's got to be in his 50s. He's on his feet 7 days a week, 18 hours a day. And let me tell you, he's putting new shows out there. He's bringing back Vegas. Used to, you could come and see a show and have a great dinner. Now you come and see a show and you don't have a little show and you have a pretty good dinner. But we're bringing back the old Vegas. People want to be entertained. And like you said, there's very few entertainers out there anymore.
The only sad part, Matt,
what?
You need an investor, because the hotels ain't backing nobody.
No, they can't even back themselves.
They ain't backing nobody.
They're having a hard time.
Now, we're working on a deal right now. We're going to go into a major hotel.
Good.
But I'm putting up the money.
Well, of course.
That's the only way. And they got to pay the light. What's it, $700 an hour?
It depends on the location.
Yeah, the location. The light crew, because it's all union.
Yeah.
So the guys say, "You want a show? Go ahead, take the door."
Yeah.
The sad part is they don't, like when I did the Dunes. At least I got a piece of the casino and I got a piece of the drink.
Well, Michael,
they don't do that no more.
Johnny's like you said, Bob. Matt, sorry.
Yeah, Bob
Brown.
Cummings.
Anyway, but Johnny, you're putting together a couple shows right now, and
Yes.
and you've been in the business a long time. You know what it takes to put a show together. And just like what Michael said, you know, it takes an investor. And you've had investors throughout the years, you know, that have helped, and different investors for different shows. And explain a little bit about how that works.
I want to share
the public.
something. Yeah, thank you very much, Sandy, and also the comments you made, Michael. And I want to say something that last night I took, and we went with Michael Grimm and his wife and my wife when we went, because we're close to Frankie Marino. Have you seen Frankie Marino's show at the Stratosphere?
Yeah, that's great.
He's the old Vegas, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is.
He is the old Wayne Newton. I mean, he's the new Wayne Newton, kind of, right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has a fabulous show, and we're getting concepts and ideas for Michael Grimm's show. But all the things, of course, what Legends in Concert was what? That was a recreation of all old Vegas. That was a recreation of all those acts, including Judy Garland, Nat King Cole, Sammy Davis, the Rat Pack, all these old things. That's what Legends became very famous for, was a recreation of not only the people, but the image and the dancing and the music music and everything that came with it. And I think people miss that a lot. I think it's always good to have new stuff, but I'm sure that it's very, very exciting and good when people hear things that they're used to. Last night, when Frankie Marino sang all original tunes except his last tune, he sang Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And it was and although the other tunes were great, everyone loves nostalgia, and they love to hear the great ballads of yesterday.
Well, Johnny, they want to hear something that they recognize so that they can sing along or hum along to the song or dance, or what they do is it takes them back to when they were either in high school, when they were young and they were just starting out in the business, when they got married, when they were kids. So, that's what music does for us. It takes us back to another place in time. We can almost taste the food that we were eating. We can almost feel and smell the flowers, on the corsage that you gave to your date, when you went out to the prom. When you hear
that was
the
my
song,
day. I don't give no corsage. I'll give you a pot today. Drugs.
And let me tell you, sometimes I'll hear a song and my wife will look at me and she'll see a smile. She said, "Oh, what girl did you take out with that song? Who was you dancing with that?" She cuts up a lot.
Do you remember the day when I played the Sands, the lounge?
Yes, I was there.
I had an audition for the Sands. And Jack Turner was my manager at the time, and God rest his soul, I love Jack, and I never got a chance to say goodbye to him because we went our separate ways. But he passed away now. But we did an audition. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and they had the music. We packed that lounge. The entertainment director said to me, "Mr. Leonetti," he says, "I'm going to lose money with you." I looked at him. I said, "Are you nuts? I filled this room." He says, "I'm not interested." He says, "The problem is," he says, "people are listening to you sing and perform. They're not playing the slot machine." Remember the slot machines were right out?
Right. Yeah.
He said, "They're walking away from the slots
to hear you sing."
I said, "Obvious." Isn't that amazing? You really belong into a main room. So I was too big for a lounge and not big enough for a main room.
They paid you not to play.
So that's why you and I, we had to go sell motorhomes at La Mesa RV. Right. And Matt, you were the best.
And Michael, you bring up a good point because, but it used to be you could go into a lounge like the Casbar Lounge at the Sahara Hotel. Oh. I was there with Pinups at the Movies, the Jerry Jackson production with
you were
James
4 years old.
4 years old, of course. And, Terry Ritter was there. Now she's painting fabulous paintings, But the thing of it is in between those shows, you had these great comedians come on. And for a 2-drink minimum, they could see a fabulous show. They could see, then they would see our show, which was dancers, musicians, comedian, David Swan and who's the other comedian? Oh my gosh, David Swan was one of them at the end.
Mm-hmm. David Swan.
Tony D'Angelo.
How about the Frank
Tony
Moore
D'Andrea.
4? Remember Frank Moore? Frankie, I was with him in Lake Tahoe. Lenny Martin booked me up there, and we got $325 a man.
Yeah.
Model, and that was a lot of money.
And
Plus,
John,
we got the rooms.
John, you were singing in town.
Yes, I was. You know that Dave Swan was our first act in Legends. He was our opening act for Legends, and then he went to work for King Arthur's Tournament.
Yeah.
But I love Dave Swan, and I miss him a lot.
And, there's a difference, like what you were saying, Michael, about how, the performers, Wayne Newton was a perfect example. Ben Vereen, you'd see these guys, and they would perform, and they wouldn't stop performing until you absolutely had to, wrap them up and take them off stage.
Only one.
Because they would, Wayne Newton would go on for 2 hours, and people would sit there and watch these shows.
There's only one guy that impressed me, because you know me, how I'm very critical.
You're
believe
very
me.
critical.
One guy blew me off the chair, and his name is T. Fox.
T. Fox.
I've never seen anybody in my life like me. If somebody would say, if they didn't know me when it comes to an energy level,
that's right.
That kid, because let me tell you something, that kid is incredible, but he needs to be in a show, because that, you know what I mean? Because as good as he is, nobody wants to watch one guy for 1 hour. Right. I'm a firm believer in it. People want variety. We're talking about Marco Varello came last week, great opera singer, and he did an aria. And everybody did what's called polite applause.
No, a couple of weeks ago. That was the first time. It was a beautiful song, yes.
It was. I don't know what the hell it was, but I never heard of it. But it was polite applause. So I said, Mark, I want you to come back. I said, but do me a favor, sing Nessun Dorma or Granada. All right, Mike. So the band took a break. I said, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of the greatest opera singers. Now remember, this is a jazz room. Place is jammed, can't get in, people waiting to get in. Completely different thing. This guy opens his mouth singing Nessun Dorma and rips the audience down.
Right.
Standing ovations, they're banging their feet. We went from Louis Prima we closed the set with Louis
Yeah, with
to
Nessun
Dorma.
I know.
And he looked at me and he says, you know, Mike, you're right. I said, so when you come back next week, hit me with O Solo Mio or Granada. Some of that people, when you hit those high notes, see, Mario Alonso was that one-note guy. He hit that high note. People love it. People today want to be entertained. They don't want to be educated.
That's right, Michael. And you know what? If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And we are going to be right back after a message from our sponsors.
I mentioned Carl Grosser today.
This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Now, let's bring back the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Yeah, and then I'll
Hi, we're back. We're back at the Sandy Kastel.
morning and welcome back to
say a
Sandy
word.
Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. I was calling Giancarlo. I was trying to get a hold of him, and I got Jackie over.
He's rolling
at,
meatballs in the
Sienna's.
back room. You know how that
well,
kid
somebody's
is.
got to get him ready.
He don't want to
you're
talk to
not there
nobody when he's
cooking
rolling
them.
meatballs.
Well, anyway, we're talking about how Las Vegas has made a transformation over the years. She's made changes, she's made improvements to her image, and she's ensuring that she constantly is staying fit and fabulous forever. And Jon Stewart, you know, when you first came to town, I'm sure, what year was it?
I came in 83.
83. So now, what major changes have you seen? You've seen a lot of the hotels that used to be here but aren't here anymore, right?
Of course, as Michael brought up a little while ago, the biggest change I saw, of course, was when Cirque's shows all came into town. It made the variety shows go into orbit. And then lately, you can see if they do a tribute to Elvis or the Beatles or Michael Jackson, they're not really in the show. They're just paying a tribute to their music.
It's the music that's playing.
And they're
right.
doing all these acrobatics and very unique, inhuman things that you can hardly believe to that. But you know, when Elvis came here, the show Elvis with the Cirque, it didn't last long because Elvis wasn't in the show. He wasn't there.
You mean they
know?
didn't have a presence representing Elvis? is
Right,
what you
even
mean.
a great impersonator.
Yeah, right.
And I think they're going to end up having some of that kind of problem with the Michael Jackson
Well,
show.
you know, they had. Remember when they had that Sinatra show, and that was a big deal. Twyla Thorpe.
Bob Anderson, you mean?
Twyla Thorpe? No. This is when Twyla Thorpe brought it in, and she had the dancers, and
yeah.
they had the screens with the Sinatra up there, but they didn't have anybody that was representing Sinatra on the stage.
That's a Win,
All they
right? At the Win?
Yeah, all they had was the dancers, and I know it was very short-lived. Oh, we've got a caller. Is it?
Yeah, who's calling you on the phone?
Oh, hi, it's Jackie from Sienna Trattoria in Delhi.
Who's this, Jackie?
Jackie.
Oh, how pretty. How pretty.
Hi, guys.
How are you this
How
morning?
you doing, sweetheart? How's everything?
Very good.
Good.
Very, very good.
Hey, listen, who's playing there Wednesday?
Oh, my goodness, it's the best group. It's Sandy Kastel and Friends with Michael Leonetti on drums.
Woo!
Friends.
Wow, hey. Well, let me tell you something, Jack. I got some good news for you.
Yeah.
I got a phone call this morning at 6:30 this morning from Marco Varello, the opera singer.
Oh, wow.
And Giancarlo said to me that he wants you to sing Nessun Dorma with him.
Oh, goodness.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's Rodriguez, right? That's
Yes.
so I want
I am
everybody to
not
know
a
that
singer.
Jackie Rodriguez is going to be performing at Sienna's Trattoria Italian Restaurant, singing "Your Lips Tell Me No, No, but There's Twinkling in Your Eye."
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Jackie, I just want to say thank you to all the
Yes.
staff there at Sienna's. You know, it's really a great staff. You have not only the bar side, you have the restaurant side, and you have the deli side. Tell us what your specials are today. I know you have some certain specials each day.
Actually, today we have. Hold on, let me pull it up because I'm kind of pulling up everything.
It's only
Okay.
$140 an hour. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Just take your time. Just relax.
Well, Jackie is one of the managers there. You are the manager, right?
Yeah.
Are you
I've been here for 6 years.
Are you like the head manager?
Jack, I need to ask you a question.
I guess
How the
you
hell
could
did you
say
get the
that.
job? You're not
Good.
Italian.
Yeah. We have, today, though, we have stuffed dates on one of our starter menus. We do
That sounds good. What else?
A Greek salad.
Oh, a Greek salad. Where'd you get that? Where'd you steal it from, the Greek restaurant?
Yeah, no, this is our own recipe.
Go ahead. What else?
We have branzino.
Branzino?
Fish, yeah, which is a nice fish, and they cut it off the bone for you at the table.
Oh,
That's the fish that I had the other night after the show.
I took the head home and went crabbing.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny.
Funny? How am I funny? Like a clown? Do I make you amuse you?
You have like such a good energy. And we also have a good risotto with a different seafood. It's a little spicy with clams and mussels, scallops, calamari.
That sounds good.
Oh, Giancarlo made a nice brajol.
Uh-oh. Brajol.
I think that's what Diana and them had the other night. Oh,
well, you once we start doing the television show there,
I know.
Mr. Giancarlo, and I love the name Giancarlo. It feels like saying Dundino. We're going to cook together, me and him. And
I know, that's going to be really
It's going to be
exciting.
incredible, because I got to tell you, I love that guy. Me and his partner, he's really got a kind of a dry sense of humor. What's his name, the guy? Antonio. He's a multi-billionaire, but he's the nicest guy you ever want to meet. And he's a handsome guy, too. And he has a lot of fun.
They're both very, very nice.
Oh, they're the best.
They're great people to work for.
But how did you get the job? You're not Italian.
No, it was through my sister was friends with Giancarlo. He had
I'm only
been
teasing,
in the
no.
business from someplace else.
Because Giancarlo was interviewing people and asking them to take their shoes and socks off. And I says, why are you doing that? He says, if they got purple feet, they got the job.
You guys are too much.
Listen, Jackie, thank you so much, and thank you to all the staff again. Really, we appreciate
Thank you, Jackie.
everything you guys
And we can't wait till Wednesday so we can bust some chops.
Yeah.
What a night Wednesday. Was Wednesday incredible? You couldn't move in that place.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
People, like a very, good variety of entertainers. It was really fun.
Well, we love you, and we thank you, and it's a pleasure working with you.
That's
right. Yeah, I
and
enjoy
we
it.
love
I
you
think that
guys.
it's a great
And tell Giancarlo to ease up on rolling them meatballs. Give him a break.
And everybody, be sure to call in 702-360-3358. That's 702-360-3358 to make reservations for Wednesday nights. And the Santa's is located at 9500 West Sahara, and that's just west of Fort Apache. Thank you so much, Jackie, for calling in.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Sandy, guess who we got on the phone?
Who?
One of the greatest entertainers and my special friend, Mr. T-Fox.
T-Fox.
To the moon.
Sing it, baby.
Let me see what spring is like on Sandy and Kastel and Chef Mike.
I love you, buddy. Hey, kid, where you been, boy? Where you been?
I just got in at 7:30 this morning from beautiful San Diego.
Welcome back.
Are you back now?
I am beautiful back and black, baby.
All right, well, let me tell you, beautiful black, all
And
that black stuff.
Italian
Hold
and
on there,
Irish.
Let me tell you something, T. You got to come to the Siennas. You got to come there as my guest. I've been telling everybody about you.
Yeah, Johnny can bring you.
Johnny will bring you. And
Johnny there, hey, baby, it's Johnny.
Hello, buddy. I am here today.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
Hey, it was wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for introducing me to this two wonderful couple on this wonderful show. And I just love you guys. But go ahead, Chef. What were you saying, sir?
well, I was saying to you, you got to come up there because we're doing a couple things. And believe it or not, I was offered, Jimmy Melodor, greatest saxophone player ever. Jimmy played the Smith Center. Jimmy joined the band.
Oh my God!
Jimmy joined the band, believe it or not. So Jimmy's with me, and we're gonna go into a major hotel. Once again, I got to dig into my pocket, but that's okay with me. And we're going to go in a major hotel. They want us 5 days a week, and we're putting a show together. We're putting a show together, and if you're not going to work for Jon Stewart and Matt Brown, you need to come and work for me and Sandy.
maybe.
Now, them guys will pay you money. Me, I'll pay you by meatball sandwiches and brajol.
Well,
So you'll love it.
I like to take all the checks, baby, and if you just send them my way, then I'll just say thank you.
I figured T-Fox has got enough energy. He's going to work for everybody.
T-Fox. I love T-Fox, man.
Hey, I did 4 hours. I did 4 hours straight, 6 nights a week.
I know you do.
Listen, if they can have 14 Cirque du Soleil shows, we can have 14 T-Fox shows,
That's right. T, I'm going to tell you something. I know you love.
And I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead,
Hold
brother.
on. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh,
I just want to say this real quick. Coming up, August 21st is going to be my T-Fox Day party, and I want to invite you guys.
Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at Sherry Gordy's over there at the Fiesta with Sherry Gordy and a bunch of, just all kinds of celebs, and we're trying to get the mayor to come. We're trying to get everybody to come, and you guys can roast me. So, hey, you're the biggest roaster. You can come and roast me, man.
You want me to roll? I wouldn't. I freeze up. I don't know what to say. I'm very shy. You want me to come in with a bunch of black people? I'm coming with 2 razors, a gun, and a flamethrower. Are you nuts?
Come prepared, baby. It's going to be a good one.
Well, guess
That should be a lot of fun.
That's
Thank
right.
you,
We'll
T-Fox.
be there, Chief. Are you going to be roasted?
Yeah, we're going to do the roast. We're going to try to do a roast.
Well, you bet. Well, I'll
We got to
be
get Don
happy to be on the
Usherson. Then.
dais.
We got to get Don Usherson involved in that.
That's the whole plan. That's the whole plan.
Well, Don is all right, but listening to Don's like watching paint dry. But no, I love Don.
That's what Don gets for not showing up here today,
that
Don.
Jew
So
son
if
of
you're
a-
listening out there, listen. Thanks a lot.
Okay, I just want to tell you guys, look up me on Facebook. I just post a lot of the show that we did at the Humphreys Fight to Pay. You guys will get a chance to see it. It's so much fun. I love you. I'll try to get down there Wednesday night. I'll bring my harp, and we'll do Stormy Monday and jazz and blues.
Sounds great.
John will bring me, right, Uncle John?
That's right. John says he'll bring me.
Absolutely.
Make sure you show up, because if you don't show up, T-Fox, I have to send my people to pay you a visit, and you don't want my people to pay you a visit. Trust me.
Anyway, thank you so much, T-Fox, and have a wonderful day. And
Love you, buddy.
say hello to your wonderful wife, Imani, okay?
Look at this, Sandy.
We sure will, and we love you guys so much. Take care. Congratulations on everything. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so listen, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. And who was that just sent you that text?
Carl Grosso, the
Carl
billionaire.
Grosso.
He's the billionaire.
So we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors with Jon Stewart and Matt Brown and Chef Michael.
Stop counting your money, Carl. Stop
And this is Spencer Baker.
Hey, you know what? We listen to the Sandy Kastel Friends and Chef Michael every morning on KLAV.
Making every morning brighter. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. You know, today is a very special day for us. It's our 75th show.
75.
I know, and we're honored to have Johnny Stewart with us.
Thank you, Sandy, Michael.
And Matt Brown.
Thank you, young lady.
And Don Usherson somewhere out there.
He's at the Temple of Beth Shalom eating bagels and lox.
But what we're talking about today is, it's very important because we're working on the Staying Fit and Fabulous program forever. And I want to just remind everybody to be sure and sign up by emailing me at stayfitandfabulousforever@gmail.com, because we're going to be working with Las Vegas Athletic Club. We've got the Pilates. We're going to have dance. We're going to have salsa. We're going to have all kinds of things that we're going to be doing. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about Vegas and how she has transformed herself over the years. She's made changes. She's adjusted her diet. She's brought in new hairstyles, and she's staying fit and fabulous forever. And all of us have watched her grow. And Matt, just give me one thing that really stands out in your mind that has changed in Las Vegas that you think has been really a big change.
I see a big transition, because the younger generation, they can't get off the computers. They don't want to leave and come to the shows. But I see more and more young people going to the shows because they get to see the real thing. And they're getting.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and it's about time. But again, I have to give my hat off to Johnny Stewart, because he's bringing them back. See what they do? They cut out the shows for a long time.
Yes.
And they're hoping that people will stay on the slots. But sometimes they get burnt out on the slots. They like to go see a show.
Well, and slots aren't the same as they used to be.
No.
There's no noise.
No,
it used to be you would, pull the handle, and that was a certain sound, right?
Yep.
And then there'd be the right?
Well, I've seen this transition.
And then the money.
Yes, I've seen the transition in the last 30 years. They don't get it. The casinos just don't get it.
I know.
You have to have real people and live shows. That's just the way it is.
And
Vegas
noise. We like noise. We like to hear the music falling into the thing.
Right.
Instead of just getting a little ticket.
They got an open lounge. They got one guy with a muzak, working with with a track. Peter Pavone is a phenomenal singer, and I love Pete. And poor Pete's up, and God bless him. I'm glad he's doing great. But he's a
He's
kid
doing
that's
what
up.
he can because
right,
that's all they
because
have
there's
to
no
offer.
budget. At least
That's
give the kid a
right.
3-piece band.
I know.
Give him something. They got just enough for one guy with a track.
I know, because he worked with us over at the West Wing Cigar Lounge.
And did phenomenal.
And he was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to sing with a real band.
Well, Sandy, here's the thing.
Yeah?
We're at a restaurant. We're not in a casino.
That's right.
It's a local place. We're in Fort Apache. You can't get in the place. What are we doing right that the casinos are doing wrong in the lounges?
You got live entertainment.
That's right.
And we're talking, we ain't talking no wedding band. We're talking something that swings. That's so. But the problem is, you got these entertainment directors. The Walter Canes are gone. Okay, them guys are gone. The Jack Aglashes are gone. You got these kids that are in their 30s and 40 years old. They don't have their ass from a hole in the ground. It's a shame. It's really sad. And they want to book what they want to book.
A hole in the ground?
They don't say
Yeah, say that? Okay.
Yeah, I could do that. So anyway,
Yeah,
he only worries about what I said.
So you feel that what is the biggest change that you've seen? That young kids now are coming back and getting involved in the shows? Or
I think they're getting excited. They're getting tired of sitting on the sofa.
is it
being-
like it's turned around again?
It's starting to. It runs in cycles, and we're good for about another 5 or 6 years of them showing up, and then they'll be back on the sofas watching TV again.
And how important is the social media in all of this? Because I know you have the social news networks going around the world now.
We've totally changed it. By next week, we'll have 41 social news networks. We'll be streaming live from Las Vegas. Johnny put together a package. Johnny Stewart put together a package. We are the first in the world to be streaming worldwide. You could see your show. You could see it down in the Philippines. You can see it in Korea. You can see it in China. A live show. With most of those people never get an opportunity to see a show like this in their lifetime.
What shows do you have signed up so far?
Well, Johnny's not going to tell me until next week.
Oh, I see. It's a secret.
We're going to get some. Today we're meeting with Alex Escueda and his people regarding the Viva Veracruz show that opens up at Planet Hollywood this coming Monday.
Oh, it does.
And if you would like to go, we'd like to make sure you get to go.
We'd love to go.
It's the biggest show that's ever been in Las Vegas from Mexico.
Well, we had him on the show before, remember?
Yes, biggest show from Mexico. And it's a big show.
Monday night is the kickoff.
So we'll be streaming
7:30.
And that's going to be where?
At the old Peep Show showroom over at Planet Hollywood.
Oh, Planet Hollywood.
The main showroom there.
Yes.
Where they had Peep Show.
Oh, that's
it's
a great
about
showroom.
a 1,200 seat showroom.
1,200
And to
seats.
tell you how important social media is, Matt, we just teamed up with Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips. Every Wednesday night, these two giants, are at Sienna's live doing a remote. Talking to people. So when people walk into that place, they got coverage. No other place you go to has coverage the way we have. Not only that we have the radio, we're going to television, and we got these guys every week. They're costing me a fortune. But it's worth it because these guys are wonderful men, and they do one hell of a job, and they're Jews.
Right. And Matt, you've got a website where people can go to find out about you.
Yes, it's one NetPack. The numeral letter 1, netpac.com, and you'll see something like you've never seen in your life. Others will follow, but it's going to take them a while to catch on.
That's right, and we're on there too.
Yeah,
that's right, and we're excited about that.
Take you right there to your show anytime you want. You'll be in 41 countries by next month.
Oh my gosh. And John Stewart, where can people find out about what you're doing?
Well, they can go to JohnStewartProductions.com. And also, I want to let you know that David Sachs, we're going to be streaming all of his shows, Vegas' show, and all those kind of shows.
That's
so
great.
we have
We've
a lot
got
of
to get
shows
David
coming
Sachs
up.
on the show, too.
Okay, we'll do that.
And Chef Michael, where can people find out about you?
Okay, just call my parole officer. You can call him. And
Chef Michael Leonetti on Facebook. You can go and like his page. And also you can like Sandy Kastel and Friends on Facebook. And we've got our website, YouTube. Go to YouTube. You can see this show this afternoon as soon as John gets it posted. And we will see you again Monday morning here on Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael on KLAV 1230 AM. Have a great day.
Hey! We did it.
Okay.
Good say a word.
All right.
Love your call. Stop
Russell.
counting. Yeah, call.
Castles.